I think it's important to address some of the issues that have been addressed by those who are political detractors of the government. And it is important to say, to begin with, that all Kenyans are brothers and sisters. We are all related in one way or another, and there is nobody who can say that some Kenyans are closer to others than the others. We are all brothers and sisters, and that is the statement of the government. When the president is elected, he is a symbol of national unity. And so therefore, he is supposed to ensure that development goes to all regions of this republic. And therefore, you cannot apportion development and say that only certain regions should develop other than others. God never made a mistake to bring us together as a nation. So I think that is really the statement, and we strongly condemn any balkanization of this region using familiar terms that are meant to drive a wedge or to divide Kenyans. So that is very clear. Number two, it is also important to say that the nuclear project in Kilifi, that the proposed nuclear project is a government project. And it is well on course, and it is safe, and it is good for the development of this nation. We have a program that has been going on for quite some time. We are now in phase 2. Between now and 2027, phase 1 is already done. We've established a nuclear regulatory authority. Only last week we were focusing on nuclear energy as an office, and we've had a very successful campaign. That is why you can see the political detractors trying to respond to this. And I want to assure the people of Kilifi, the site and the alternative site that have been identified, they are safe. We have learned from previous situations. For example, the Chernobyl issue of 1986, nearly 40 years ago. There is improved safety, and the International Atomic Energy Secretariat in Vienna has since come here in the country. They have assessed. I was in that meeting with the Prime Cabinet Secretary, and none other than our own son, Professor Abdul Razak Shaukat, is the one really who is a true expert on this matter. He's now a PS. We thank God for him, and he's in charge of science and technology and innovation. And there are many benefits of nuclear technology. It's able to help in the treatment of cancer, sterilization of medical equipment, even in terms of preservation of foods, because people now don't want pesticides. That is it. And even if you look at Kenyatta University, for example, these are very huge. Kenyatta University Referral Hospital, Teaching Referral Hospital, KUTRRH. We have now a huge machine there, cyclotron, that costs us over 2 billion shillings. That is helping many people to be treated. Just this weekend, Honorable Eden Duale has actually launched another facility at Nairobi West Hospital on the same. So nuclear energy is really good, and it really will reduce the cost of electricity. It is clean energy. It's renewable energy. It is very good. It's stable. We're not even having what we call load shedding or blackouts. And it is going to employ a minimum of 10,000 people once it's put in place. We also want to say that Kenya has a very robust program of nuclear energy. It will be ready by the year 2034. So that is the progress, and we are involving the people. The Nuclear Power Energy Authority is on course. So anyone who is trying to spread propaganda so that they can benefit from people's disaffection, we want to tell them these are prophets of doom. They are people who are not having any vision for this nation, and they are trying to undermine the government. I think that is something we want to say categorically. So the nuclear energy is there. I personally have used it when I was a student abroad, and I remember paying only £1 for a whole month of electricity. It would be very cheap. So tell us if you want Kenyans to continue paying high electricity costs. Right now, as a country, we have 3,321 megawatts. We are punching below our weight. We are the third largest economy in sub-Saharan Africa. We need even 30,000 megawatts. The only way we can achieve that is through nuclear energy, combined with other renewable sources like electricity, combined with geothermal and all of that. So that is a way to go if we can be truly be a developed nation, and so that those people that we're calling here to come and invest at the Dongokundu, special economic zone, which has got over 176 companies that have expressed interest, they need that energy. And that is why we wanted to be here in the coast, so that it can power, so that we can promote our exports. Now, the third issue that I also want to address before we come to the specifics is the issue of some people, some workers' union leaders have been saying, or a leader in the workers' union has been saying, that the money for the affordable housing is being misused or diverted. Let me state very clearly. If you look at here in Coast, we have 1,976 houses being constructed at a cost of about 2.2 billion. And this housing project will be able to have 17, shopping outlets. It will have hospitals, it will have a gym and all of that. Just like we have seen in Mukuru, where we are building 13,248 houses. 1080 have already been issued. We are not just building single standalone houses, the way you build your own house without caring whether there is a road, whether there is a sewer, whether there is a school. No. It is actually human settlement. We are doing a whole urban development. We are creating mini cities. So the monies will be used for markets because people need markets. The monies will be used for hospitals because people need hospitals. The monies will be used to build police stations because of security, fire stations. Because you don't just build houses the way we do it as private sector individuals. Wewe unajenga tu kwako, hujali kama kuna nyumba, hujali kama kuna stima na kadhalika, hujali kama kuna barabara. So it's a whole ecosystem, including even water systems. So kindly, this is a call for those who are detractors. We've been able to raise 119 billion so far. We require much more, so we are even going to look into ways of securitizing the same, so that we are able to construct 200,000 houses every year. Already 150,000 nearly are in the pipeline, creating over 250,000 jobs. So that is the future. So let's not just look at this because the same people are the ones who are opposing the housing levy, which has been a game changer. Having a situation where we are eliminating and eradicating slums. Somebody in Kenya now can own a house for only 3,900. And let me make it very clear that this is true. So the Coast people, tafadhali muingie mujisajili kwa *832#, muingie pale ili muweze kuwa na hizi nyumba. Kama watu wa Mukuru wanapata, hata nyinyi mnaweza kupata. Huu ni ukweli, na rais tayari ameshapatiana nyumba zaidi ya 1,200, ataendelea kupatiana funguo kwa sababu huu ndo ukweli na watu wengi wameweza kufaidi. Kwa hivyo watu wa hapa Pwani, let's be ready for that. The other issue that I also want to talk about is the issue of Climate Works, which is a new program, is our new Kazi Mtaani program, but new model, learning lessons from what we did. 110,000, opportunities. There will be 500 people in one cohort, another 500. So that then you get, there will be a lot of people, beg your pardon, paying 500, unapata shilingi zako 5,000, mwingine hivyo. And the people are registering in many numbers. So please register. We have the numbers here, I may be reading them. Coast is doing very well. Lakini jisajili uweze kupata hii mambo ya Climate Works. Ni mradi ambao unafadhiliwa na serikali pamoja na wafadhili wengine. Kwa hiyo tafadhali uweze kupata hii kazi, Climate Works, Kazi Mtaani. That's the name of the program, as declared yesterday by the Deputy President. Climate Works, Kazi Mtaani. Kwa hiyo please come in huge numbers so that then we are able to help you to get on board. Karibu K24, hata kama umechelewa kidogo lakini karibu. Then the other issue that I also want to address before we come to any other details is that Wakenya tafadhali tuwe watu wazalendo. Tuwe watu wazalendo na tuwe watu wa kuipenda nchi. Hakuna haja ya watu kueneza uvumi ili waweze kujipatia sifa za muda mchache ilhali wanaharibu nchi. We can see now, because of the issue of the budget and the finance bill, some people are now addressing the media or even using social media to incite Kenyans. A case in point is where now you hear people saying, oh, I don't know, we are losing money for schools, we are losing money for what? If you look at our budget, it's very progressive. It's actually pro-hustlers. We have over 20 billion shillings under the Nyota program to help young people to be entrepreneurs. Over 100,000 youth are going to get 50,000 shillings, 18 to 29 years for young people, and if you have a disability and you're a youth, up to 35 years. At the same time, if you look at even the issue of the housing, today we are celebrating 1,000 days of President William Ruto's administration. And we have so many things that we have been able to do within this period. We had 100 days. It was a bit difficult because we were just starting out. We inherited a bankrupt country. We inherited a country that didn't even have import cover. Now we have about $10 billion of import cover, covering 3-4 months and counting. Our shilling to the dollar is now stable for the last 1.5 years, between 128 to 129 shillings. Yesterday I was just speaking to a tour operator, and he was telling me how it is wonderful because now he's able to project his income. The tourist numbers have gone from 1.48 million to over 2 million and counting because of the ETA. We now have a very clean record of paying our debt because we have been able to pay the Eurobond, and even recently we restructured some loan that was due. At the same time, we are not going on a borrowing spree. We've actually had very serious budget cuts that have affected even our office here. Some people are saying that my office has 36 billion shillings. The Institute of Social Accountability, Diana Gishengo. That's a big lie. Please get your facts right. Our budget is even not 100 million. In fact, we need more to do more publicity so that we can work with you, members of the press. So somebody going there to say that advisors of the president are earning 24 billion. That's not right. The last time I checked, their budget was being cut from 500 million to 478, a cut of 68 million. So let us not get into sensationalism because we want to create another finance moment. And that is very, very important. The government will, of course, take action on those who are doing so. And please, if you're no law-abiding Kenyan, you have no reason to worry. But the government is very keen on ensuring that there is law and order in this country. At the same time, it's also important to say that this administration has done a lot. There are 1,000 days, if we go back to that, on the affordable housing. As we said, it's a game changer, creating jobs. We've been able to employ over 76,000 teachers, and we are going to employ another 24,000 because we promised 116,000 teachers, and we are doing so. We've also been able to ensure that the GMR, the guaranteed minimum return for our people, is now real. If you look at coffee, from as low as 60 shillings to all the way to 148. If you look at sugar cane per metric ton, from 4,500 to 5,500. The three, Mugoka types, one 500 to 1,000, another one 350 to 700, another one 700 to 1,300. Very transformational. If you look at, for example, the issue of rice, we've now been able to set 500 million to mop up all the rice in Mwea. We are on course to do 1 million acres. Irrigation, we're starting with Galana Kulalu, Bura, the Mwache, which we'll also be visiting, Mwache Dam. All of these are on course. And for example, the Mwea irrigation scheme, that ecosystem, within 2 years, it has grown from 6 billion to 17 billion economy. And we don't want to be importing this going forward. At the same time, the usual fertilizer subsidy from subsidizing consumption to production. And now we have this fertilizer from 7,000 to 2,500. Now Unga is retailing at below 150, 120 shillings. They're about even lower. These are the transformational projects of His Excellency the President. We've been able to really have very strong discussions around climate change. We are planting trees all over the country to ensure that we secure our environment. We are actually regenerating the Nairobi River, going forward. We are now doing a lot on the blue economy. Out of these 6 counties of the coastal region, we have 24 blue economy infrastructure sites. Liwatoni, name them, Mokoe, the landing sites, all of them are here. And that is actually 24 out of the 77 landing sites across the country. We just come from Homa Bay. They have about 9 of them going on in that region. So we really are committed as a government. We have now the BMUs, the beach management units, 450 in the country. They also started here in Coast. And we are even happy that the Minister for Blue Economy is actually our immediate former governor of Mombasa. And they have been given over 3.2 billion Kenya shillings. Before they used to be called common interest groups, but they are now called beach management units. They are being trained. We are even working to ensure that we have seafarers. And it's out of that 3.2 billion, only 200 million has not been dispersed. So if you are there, we are even strengthening the Kenya Coast Guard to ensure that there is safety. And also we are investing in fish cages. We are also trying to see whether we can get more ships so they can actually go out far into the sea to ensure that we get our fish and we get our value, and that all the fish that is harvested within our territorial waters, it must be processed here in Kenya, and they must land here and they must fly the Kenyan flag. Because some people have been coming here and stealing our fish and going like we have the best tuna. And we are also trying to create very good hatcheries, in Kwale, Namaret. We also have the other one at Kanyagwal, in Kisumu. We were there. And even the issue of aquaculture, because it is a big industry. Aquaculture alone, is a big industry. We are talking about 8.7 billion, but the whole blue economy is able to give us 37 billion currently, but it has the potential of even over 300 billion Kenya shillings. That is an investment that we want to do in this region. That is why, for example, we have roads that we are constructing here. If you look at the Mtwapa, the Mombasa, road, that one all the way, it's being dualed, and I'm happy to report that people have now been compensated. It's ongoing, and we have very good success stories of that compensation, and we'll be hearing from them because we'll be going to the ground. And thank you because KBC you carried some of the stories before, and so we are there, and we are doing it because we want to improve. In fact, Mombasa has received some of the best roads here, even including the Dongo Kundu and all of the others that we can mention. His Excellency the President is very good at it. I think nobody can rival him on that one. And we want to ensure that we develop all the areas of this country. It doesn't matter the political shenanigans. We are in the broad-based government. We really thank His Excellency the President and Right Honorable Raila Odinga for coming together, because that we are assured of development. So sectarianism, balkanization, and issues to do with ethnic jingoism are a thing of the past. And the last election was extremely successful in ensuring that is not the case. Kwa hivyo wenzangu, wa Kenya wenzangu, niko na arifa ndefu sana hapa. Mtanikubali nisiweze kuisoma kwa sababu ya muda. Tutaweza kuwapatia ili muweze kuipitia, lakini tuna maendeleo chungu nzima ambayo tumekuja kujionea sisi wenyewe kwa macho, na tuweze kuhadithia, mtusaidie kueleza, kwa sababu kuona ni kuamini, seeing is believing, ili tuweze kusonga mbele katika nchi yetu ya Kenya. Nafikiri kwa hayo mengi na machache, wacha nimkaribishe bwana Nur aseme kitu kidogo kama county commissioner, alafu baada yake bwana Mwanaisha Chizunga, kwa sababu yeye ndiye mwenyeji, atumoderatie maswali 1, 2, 3 hapo hivi. Karibu.
Thank you very much.